Okay, to explain the war in Russia and the Ukraine war, there's a lot of stuff to say, but I'll start off here so you can understand more. Um, so, so the Ukraine, they're part of a group that's stolen the internet and the whole computer industry, in fact, and they've blocked everyone on an internet that was designed to be free, right? Actually, by people that I know, I grew up with them. They created Facebook. We are a group. We're into electronics. They're like hyper computer science people, very good engineers, and we created Facebook and a lot more. Okay, so this all got stolen off us by a gay community, gay paedophiles, no girls allowed. They know we were heterosexual and they racked the whole lot off us. All right. Um, so now Ukraine nowadays, to understand the war between Ukraine and Russia right now, you need to look at what Ukraine owns. They own this Facebook that they've stolen off us. All right, they own the internet. All right, they own this site called Badoo, which is a dating site. All right, now they won't allow you to meet anyone. All right, so all those people on Badoo UK, for instance, which is a dating site it's the most used dating site in the UK. Now, all those people on that site are considered Russians, and you're not allowed to meet anyone. You're not allowed to date. You're not allowed anything. In fact, we're going to take all your money, and you certainly aren't allowed to talk to each other. It's illegal. In fact, even if you're 35 and you've had a really good, a normal life, you're still not allowed to meet each other because you are Russians. All right, so that's the Badoo, and there's Ukraine, who owns Badoo. That's banned you from meeting each other because they're depopulating you. It's an attack to Russia. Look at them now in Russia. Okay, so the Ukraine is this dating site Badoo, and they're banning British people from meeting each other because you're Russians, and this is a fact. And this is what the Ukraine and Russian war is about. It's Badoo fighting and killing thousands of those people on the Badoo website. Right, those are the people they're going for, and they're all British on Badoo UK. So, what else does Badoo website own? Well, they own McDonald's. They're killing thousands of people on that website. It's in the news every single day. You can see who they're going for. They're very British. So that's McDonald's. It's Badoo. It's the Ukraine. A gay paedophiles group. No girls allowed. Jack the Ripper. They own McDonald's, all the schools, the banks, the ATM machines, bus and train services. That's the Ukraine and the Badoo website, and look who they're targeting. Have a good look. So the Ukraine is actually our train services, all stolen, of course. And guess off who? The Queen and the Queen's people, because there's females there. And they might get some wealth. But the gays don't like this, so they close all the female industries down, like the cotton industry in the north is now homeless because the gays objected to females having some power and money. Right, so now with the Ukraine, they are killing British people. That's their aim. Let's have a look at Badoo. All the people there, none of them are Russian. They're all British. Yet the Ukraine is killing Russians, thousands of them, God knows why, for nothing, because the people doing that are basically chimpanzees in the gay community and no one can understand them. So the Ukraine is owning Badoo, and they're not only banning you from meeting each other, but you can't meet each other on this website because you're not allowed to, because you're Russian. Now, Ukraine is killing millions, thousands of Russians in Russia right now over nothing. Right now, these gay paedophiles, right now, they own McDonald's and they're aiming to kill. Let's have a look on the UK Badoo site, the main website, main dating website in Britain. Let's have a look who they're targeting in Britain. Look at all those women. They're all British. So McDonald's is targeting all those women. And let's have a look at the news. What about their daughters? What's happening to their kids? What McDonald's in Ukraine are doing? They're setting out all these rent boys to do all these stuff for them, and it's disgusting. And it's been done by McDonald's and Badoo and Ukraine. They're wild psychopaths, a wild chimpanzee, a cannibal. Right now, people objecting, look at McDonald's, look at the people they're targeting. They're targeting British people. That means prison. That means look at the news, look at McDonald's, and the result is prison. Okay, prison. There's no other way out. You're not allowed to do stuff like that. We know who you're targeting, Ukraine. McDonald's, the train services. We know who you're targeting. Let's have a look at UK Badoo, owned by the Ukraine. So the Ukraine is led by a gay paedophiles group, No Girls Allowed. That's why they're attacking Russia. That's why they won't allow you to meet anyone on Badoo. Right? Badoo is the biggest website out there, yet no one can meet each other. Me, Dallas, and Tremaine and Keith and his brother, we created Facebook and the early internet software designs and what it now became internet and your apps today, right? And your mobile phones. It's basically rooted in our group in central London. It was all raxed off us by a gay group that are very, very nearby in Soho. They're now stolen Soho too, and all those gay bars have stolen Facebook, a multi-billion-pound industry, right? They're stolen it off actually women, because there's women in our group. We've got girlfriends, right? They're beautiful, by the way. I mean, it's irrelevant, but it's just we've got girlfriends, and that's why we've had it raxed off us. Okay, so with Ukraine that owns Badoo, they banned you from meeting each other. They don't want British people to get together and be together because it's heterosexuality. So they banned it. Badoo is banning women. That's what the war in Russia is right now about. It's about women in their 30s that are doing well. Russia promotes this. Russia has a middle class. The Ukraine war is led by upper classes, British, gays. They hate any kind of progression for women. That doubles your economy, by the way, as well. So they don't want this. They don't want to empower the middle and working classes. So they're going to war with Russia right now, which is basically a middle class country right now. And the upper classes are a class of their own, right below the working classes by about 2 levels. That's where the upper classes are. They're in the pigeon world, all right? What they're doing right now. And they head in the gay community, transsexualism, and we'll talk more about that later. But Ukraine is led by this group and the McDonald's, and they're banning you, British people, from meeting each other. They own the train services, right? So the train services own Badoo. Right now, they're banning you from meeting each other because the train service is led by gays. All right, so now everyone's single in Britain because our main dating website won't allow us to talk to each other. We're students. We're literally the future of this country. And the gays, the train services, are disallowing us to have contact with the opposite sex. So the obvious move is to get to the train service, create a new dating website, use them as a source. They're not allowed to do that to Britain. We're going to become the army and a dating website that looks at these train services and says no. So you see that McDonald's is heading the Ukraine and their war against women and females and their spirituality and their middle class that loves them and empowers them and sees them as an equal. That's what middle class is, double the economy. All right, so now the Ukraine and McDonald's are very against this. Right, they closed down the factories in the north. Now all the factories are closed down because there were women getting empowered and getting jobs and loving life, and Jumbo's world was doing very well. All right, now, so the Ukraine, they are McDonald's. And that McDonald's and the Ukraine are killing thousands of people in just a few months over nothing. And let's look at who McDonald's, Ukraine, and UK Badoo dating website, let's have a look who they're targeting. Who they won't allow people to mix and meet and talk to each other as if we're all in prison. So they're going for British people. McDonald's is targeting British people and killing thousands in just a few months. Thousands, they could be just be British people in translation. So McDonald's, they are the Ukraine, and they also closed down the factories in the north. Dismembering women's strengths, their empowerment, their lifting out of working class to the middle class. They're becoming self-sufficient. They're boosting the economy and society 50% and more. All right, now this is all closed down by McDonald's, a gay community, little boys, and they hate everyone else. Okay, so now all the women in the north are now homeless and they've been fed heroin and crack by the doctors that are the gay community that closed the factories down. And now they own McDonald's and they're selling stuff. Can you believe it? Selling what? Who wants to buy anything from you? Open the factories and give people, women back what they're owed. Or close down. We'll take your customers as prisoners.